Have you ever felt that the girl you were dating was slipping away from you? And was it already too late by the time you realized it? Women are often pretty whimsical in the early stages of dating. Whether you've gone on a single date or have been dating for a while, there's a good chance you still don't have a clear-cut indication of whether or not she likes you. So how do you respond when it feels like she's pulling away from you? Let's face it, when you first date her, everything tends to go really well. Often, you get a sense that you interest her, there is good chemistry, and you are both enjoying your time together. You are in touch and see each other pretty consistently. But then, something changes. Perhaps she starts to take a little longer to respond, postpones or cancels your dates altogether, or starts to even slip in a negative remark or two. You will often wonder, what happened? Is it because of something that was said or transpired in one of your most recent dates? You will naturally wonder, why is she no longer into me? And how can I restore things to the way they were before? By watching this video until the very end, you will learn much more effective ways to respond to her when she pulls away. The truth is that a woman typically gets turned off at a subconscious level because of the way you make her feel. She could, for example, feel like she has you figured out, or that you are not interesting or challenging enough. A woman often takes a step back to test whether or not you will rise to the occasion. This means she is stress testing you to gauge whether you can stay confident and strong even when facing some adversity. It signals to her that you have the mental toughness to have her back and can be counted on. Getting angry, aggressive, and defaulting to ultimatums. We all have a series of wounds and triggers that we can either ignore or rise above. Some linger around from previous relationships, while others come from our childhood. Perhaps her pulling away triggered some of your deepest fears or reminded you of someone else who did the same thing to you. Nevertheless, even if you feel hurt or wronged, don't let yourself lose your temper. Perhaps she pulled away after you allowed yourself to become vulnerable, or you spent some quality time together, and rather than bring you closer, it drew you apart. Lashing out at her and displaying overt aggressiveness will only push her further away from you. So how do you avoid getting angry and aggressive? Become mindful of what triggers you. Decide to step away when something your woman says or does stirs you up. Maybe go for a walk or let your frustration out through physical exercise. Even if you want her to know just how upset you are with her not acting appropriately, find a way to work through it and let cooler heads prevail. Ask yourself, why is she really pulling away? Perhaps it's because you have already let your temper or emotions get the best of you in the past. Avoid putting undue pressure on her or giving her ultimatums of any kind. To get her to want to be closer to you requires a more nuanced approach. Most importantly, avoid making character remarks of any kind or putting her down. Remember that women want what they cannot have or what they have to figure out. So the moment a woman senses that she has you in her little pocket, it's truly over and you won't find a way to get her back. Therefore, it would help if you were patient enough to make a measured response and trust the natural unfolding of events. When a woman feels like you uphold your value and would rather lose her than compromise your integrity, it will make you so much more desirable. We hope you've enjoyed this video and get a sense of how much work we put into it. Please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay in the loop. Our goal is to empower you to act, date, and be a confident, high-value guy.